Burton, that was awesome, and I want to say it was a privilege to play for Coach Burton. And I want to say this, I was also a social studies teacher many years ago, and I learned, and I did it in the classroom, I'd hit that table or desk and say, hey, that was a Johnson. Now, Coach did that, but that was back when Johnson was the president. So those kids kind of just looked at me like, hey, what's wrong with you? Hey, I'm going to be talking a little bit about 42 minus here in a moment. But Coach mentioned that direct snap. A memory that I want to share, I see Tim Reaper back there, a star of the teams that I played on. But I remember as a freshman, they brought me for the first time to take a snap with the varsity team. And Tim was the center. He snapped that ball so hard and fast, it was passing it before I could even see it. So Tim, I don't know if you remember that, but that is a memory. A long time ago. Hey, I want to thank Linda for asking me to speak today. If I can't share every story that Coach helped me, and I'm not even going to try, but I want to share here maybe the essence of what happened with me and Coach Healy and everyone else. So I thank Linda. Obviously, I thank Coach Burton. And I wrote down some things, and so just kind of bear with me. So it's an honor for me to be speaking at Coach Healy's induction into the Wetzel County Hall of Fame. Coach Healy's successes as a basketball and football coach, and I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about those from Linda, are truly amazing. And these outstanding achievements obviously bring us here this evening. And as Coach said, I know that Coach is smiling down on us from above. So Coach, congratulations for those great records. But his coaching record, though magnificent, is really just a part of Coach Healy's story. And as I share his story by kind of sharing my experiences, I do so hoping that those of you who did not know Coach Healy will get at least a glimpse of the man that he was. And those that did know Coach Healy will be able to relate my story to your own. You know, it's been almost, and I saw a lot of friends here, it's been almost 50 years since I was blessed to have had the opportunity to play for Coach Healy. And many years since he was here, he's been here to share my life. Yet those life lessons that he taught, the examples that he set, continue to have a profound positive impact on my life today. For me, and I know many of you out there, Coach Healy was a life changer. And I know because I've heard some of your stories, there are hundreds, perhaps thousands of Wildcats who are better simply because Coach was a part of their lives. Hey, as a freshman, I arrived at Payton City High School after attending Catholic school in New Martinsville from 5th through 8th grade. I knew a little bit about Payton City football, having been captivated as a little kid watching those great teams in the early 60s, led by, and I'm going to just name some of the names, Ace Lyle, Frank Knight, Larry Sines. Larry's here. I shared with Larry as I came in, you know, he was as a little kid, he was one of my first sports heroes. Alan Pryor, Jim Haddix. Now think about that backfield. Larry Sines, Alan Pryor, Jim Haddix, Dick Stender, Steve Fox, Denny Price, Marty Healy. I wish Marty could have been here with us this evening. Ted Kemp, Barbara's here. I had to include her brother.
Safety man.
Neil Raver and others. As a Wildcat, I quickly learned the value of 42 minus, the Wildcat family, the mile, Wildcat traditions, and as a part of all this, the legend of Coach Healy. For those of you who do not know, 42 minus was the play. I remember we were playing a team and we were behind at halftime, and we ran those 3 or 4 plays. And Coach came into the locker room, he wasn't real happy because we weren't usually behind. And he said, and excuse the language, hey, forget that fancy shit. all we're running the next half is 42 miles. And we did.
Every play.
Every play. Now, I wasn't going to say this, but I will. I ran most of those plays, and Coach had a rule that, you know, hey, if you're hurt and I got to come out there in the field, that's okay, but you're not going back in the game. Well, I was puking. I got out, I wasn't going to lay there because I wanted to play. He did take me out for a play, and I was standing on the sideline and I didn't feel real good. Coach looked over and he said, "Are you ready?" Of course, I'm back in there. But 42 miles was, again, an off-tackle play that required a toughness and I can't do it attitude. Coach Healy's teams have both toughness and we can do anything together mentality. Hayden City Wildcats were hitters. 42 minus was typically unstoppable. Another thing that, hey, I grew up in a great family, but a lesson that Coach Healy taught me and all of us was really the importance of family. Coach was a great family man, particularly a proud husband to Margaret Ann, and a great dad to Marty, Marlis, Patty, and Linda. You know, Coach Healy stressed the importance of the Wildcat family. As Wildcats, we were surrounded by people who believed in us and genuinely cared about us. Of course, our moms and dads, brothers and sisters, our coaches, Coach Healy, Coach Burton, Coach Starcher, Coach Sandtrock, the community, and our teammates. We believed in each other, knowing that we needed to do our jobs because there was no doubt that we could count on our teammates to do theirs. A great example of this is Brother Bob, who pushed me to be the best I can be, oftentimes caring more about my success than his own. Thank you, Bob. The mile. On the billboard in front of Payton City High School during the summer months were the words, "Run, run, run. Football begins August 1st. And run we did. Because we knew that before practice, we would be running the mile in full equipment. For some of us, a competitive mile. I know of no other football team ever that has run a mile as a part of their practice. Another Coach Healy competitive edge. Going into every game, we knew we had outworked our opponents, and we had no doubt we would win the game. When the going got tough, we got going. Wildcat traditions. To this day, I'm sure that as a Wildcat, many of us still remember the alma mater. Anyone want to sing it? I'm not going to sing because you all leave. The Payton City Fight song, and how about that Payton City Wildcat band? It was awesome. I can still remember, kind of sitting in that locker room before the game, and Coach would typically say, "Hey, we don't need to be making noise. Let your actions be who you are." But we'd sit there, and then that band would be playing, and you'd run through that band. I can still remember the goosebumps from running through that band prior to kickoff. We all know about big rivalries: Michigan, Ohio State, Pitt, WVU, Oklahoma, Texas, Army, Navy. For the Wildcat team, no game was as big as the annual Payton City Sistersville game. And I know Coach Healy never used the word Sistersville. I don't remember the word he used. It probably wasn't a good one. But a very memorable part of that rivalry, for me anyway, was the 1968 team's beating of Sistersville. 47-0. After the game, Coach Cuppett, the Sistersville head coach, angrily crossed the field and was cursing Coach Healy. Coach simply pointed to the scoreboard. 48-0 said it all.
He had one comment though.
Well, there was a comment.
He looked up to Carmen Yost and he said, "Turn that clock back on. We got time to get one more."
I didn't know all the stories. The Labor Day celebration was usually after the first football game of the season. What a celebration. I've been to Disney World, but in those days, Labor Day was bigger than Disney World. By the way, I have to say this. I married a Labor Day queen. Love you, Barbara. Hey, remember our pep rallies? Enough said. Think about Payton City football home game day. Our fans were second to none. That was a happening. That was bigger than any concert. That was what happened in Payton City. The stadium began filling hours before the game. Many times, all seats were full an hour before kickoff. The crowd was electric. Coach Healy, so let me just kind of summarize here. What charisma, presence, leadership. When he walked into a room, even before he said a word, the atmosphere changed immediately. It was magic. I'll let you think about some of those people that maybe you've seen or thought about. Bear Bryant, John Wayne, Arnold Palmer. So Coach just had that magic. Coach made each of us feel special. He knew best how to motivate each of us. Coach Healy expected our best. We knew he cared deeply about us, and we did not want to disappoint. He was a man's man and a player's coach. When Payton City won, Coach gave all the credit to the players. In the rare occasions that we lost, he took the blame. In closing, Coach Healy was an inspiration to the people of Payton City High School, and the Wildcat teams. Coach was a difference maker. He had the uncanny ability to help us believe in ourselves. He understood where each of us came from, and he knew how to get the best from each of us. Coach, we love you. God bless.